One of my favorite experiences. And it's not because it was good. Well, it's the end of the year and it's time for my top 10 moments of the year. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. Let's see them all. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, you filthy animals. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. We are just talking about all my top 10 favorite moments at Cedar Point today. Some of them are hilarious, some of them are cringy, and some of them are just fun. So I hope you're ready. Let's get into this. My number 10th spot was finding some flat rides. Now, if you guys didn't know this, Patreon challenged me to ride every single flat ride. I had a blast with it. I hung out with Taylor Schloop on that day and just rode every single flat ride, including the ones that I hate. So obviously I've done like ride everything challenges and stuff like that, but I've never ridden every single flat ride at Cedar Point, meaning even Skyhawk, meaning even Max Air, meaning even what's the one that takes you way up in the air? I can't think right now. I don't remember, but all of them are rides that I rode on this day. And so they were actually fun, or a lot of them were. I still am not a fan of Skyhawk at all. I don't like it at all. It scares me half to death. I might be able to get used to it more than where I am at this point, but it's a ride that, like, when I think about riding it, I want to break out in hives. But that day was a blast. I was able to have so much fun that day, and it really kind of got me outside my comfort zone and got me riding a few things that were a little bit different. So thank you, Patreon, even though I hate you. If you guys want to, though, you can always go check out my Patreon. For as little as $1, you can find other videos on there that I make exclusively for Patreon. And for as much as $10, that's at the most, but I think it's actually $7. You can be the person that makes me do different things throughout the park. I call it power moves. You'll also have voting powers for as little as $3 a month. So you can vote for which ones I should do. So you can go check those out. All the different tiers are listed on my Patreon, so you can definitely go see that if you would like to. The reason why this video gets 10th spot, though, is because the audio quality was just awful. It was awful throughout the entire video. It was while my phone audio was starting to just die on its own. At this point, I literally can't get any sound at all out of my, like, when I film it. I just sent a text message to someone last night, and it was of me singing a song and they couldn't hear it at all because there's no sound on it anymore. So it's bad. So instead I have different mics that I can use, that I can hook up to it. So that's another reason why Patreon helps too, because you can help me get new equipment when things start to break. Well, my nerves are shot, but it's actually kind of fun. It's scary, but it's kind of fun. The wind's really windy and the height's really high. Number 9 is covering the Cedar Fair Six Flags merge. Now, first of all, my video Cedar Fair is no more. It's a little bit of a clickbait title. It was really, really fun to cover that quickly. I started seeing rumors of it about 2 days before, and then it just was like, no, there's no way. That's not going to happen. We already went through this. And lo and behold, it was happening. It just got more and more and more intense as the days went on. And then finally, we discovered that was actually happening. So I was like, okay, I gotta film a real quick video, and it went pretty well. Also, the internet went insane for the Cedar Fair Six Flags merger. We had just some crazy people doing crazy things. So this video has 2 parts because this is the first time that I did a roller coaster reacts video for this coverage of the Cedar Fair Six Flags merger. and people said some of the most crazy things, some of the most funny things. They made memes. It was great. That day was a great day on the internet for coaster lovers, so that was definitely fun. But it also just was fun to have that to cover. A lot of times my winter content has been more difficult. Of course, each year I've tried to up the ante just a little bit and understand a bit more of what I can do for winter content. That's why we have all these top 10 lists, and we have roller coaster reacts videos and things like that this winter, so that you guys just have some fun. Also, that's why I pre-filmed a whole bunch of extra vlogs, so that I can just surprise you guys with a few moments of remembering being at Cedar Point or at Kings Island. So there's just a lot of fun stuff that we can still do this winter, and again, just trying to up the ante every single year. And then that came up and I was like, all right, we got to talk about this. This is like a gift from heaven for me to be able to talk about something good over the winter months. So let me know though what you guys are still thinking about the Cedar Fair Six Flags merge. I haven't heard anything more official coming out about it in recent days, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts have been on that, and if you're thinking it would be kind of fun or if it's awful to you still. Love to hear from you guys down in the comments. Really, just I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments one way or another. So comment down there, press that like button, things like that. If you're a thuzy, it feels like this is illegal. Number 8 is going to see the cast preview for Summerbration. Now, all day long I had seen, I was actually on a video that day of my best day ever at Cedar Point. And again, talk about a gift from heaven. Having news shows going into previews on the day that I'm there filming the best day ever, that is truly the best day that I can ask for. I had so much fun that day. So that day I hit the Frontier Festival, I hit some rides, I hit some great eats, and I hit the water park. And then I discovered a whole bunch of previews that were happening with the shows, and I got to go see a whole bunch of them. On top of that, then one of the performers, one of the drummers at Summerbration, Tristan, reached out to me and on Instagram and texted me, or DM'd me and said, hey, we have another preview that's happening tonight. Just the entire day, it really probably was my best day ever at Cedar Point. It's a day that I look back on and I'm like, that day was so much fun. And my number 7 moment is not Cedar Point related. Also, I have nothing on here about Kings Island, and that's by design, because Kings Island is getting its own video coming out in early January. So don't worry if you don't see Kings Island on here, but this did not have to do with Cedar Point. This had to do with Zombezi Bay. You guys are familiar with Droco, or at least if you're not familiar with Droco, you should be. You should go check them out. But Droco, they make some really high quality content, and I love watching what they do. They're also just friends of mine that I have really enjoyed hanging out with, and Yoko reached out to Zombezi Bay and said, hey, we've got some media stuff here. Would you guys like to give us some tickets to come cover Zombezi Bay? So they gave us some tickets there at the Columbus Zoo, and we were able to go check out their Halloween's activity, or their Halloween activities. So on their adult night, which was so much fun. We had a blast. There was tons to do. And it was a really fun thing to do. We had someone who accompanied us for the entire thing to ride rides, to watch the different haunted houses, and see just the different street entertainment and all that kind of stuff that was going on. We had a blast. We were able to see everything all in one day, or all in one evening. It was really, really fun to go do all of that. So that was just a really special moment. And I think it's just fun to be able to look back and remember what we did. Also, if you're considering going this next year, I would definitely go check that out. That video should give you a bit more of an idea of what next year's Zombezi Bay would be. Also, and it could be kind of a fun thing to go visit. I really enjoyed the day, and I think it's worthwhile to go check it out. I want to thank the awesome people here at Zombezi Bay also. Thank you so much for having us and for putting on a show for us. Number 6 was going to Put-in Bay with my brother. Family time for me is always really important. It's always a great thing, and I love it when Trevor comes to different places with me. And he found some free tickets to, well, not free, but it was like at an estate sale in like a basket that he bought, and it was a great thing. There were free tickets to get over to Put-in Bay to ride the Jet Express. So we just took, Miller's Ferry. So we just took Miller's Ferry over. We had a blast together, and he and I just kind of started walking down the streets, and we found random places that you wouldn't normally see if you didn't leave downtown, which normally I don't. We were headed over to Crystal Caves, but they were not open, so we didn't get to see that. But we saw some other really fun things along the way, and that was a very, very fun day. Again, just hanging out with my brother is part of that really fun day. However, Trevor is also a YouTuber, so if you like Hearts of Iron content, go check him out. He plays Hearts of Iron and finds every different kind of strategy that you can do on it to create all kinds of different empires and crazy things. So go check that out. I'll link his content down below also, and I think also he's on my like cool stuff page. If you search down my main homepage, you'll see his stuff down there also. Some,
let's call it game features, not cheese, not exploits. No. It's all fair. It's all actual game features that Paradox completely intended to be used in this way. Yeah, maybe not.
Also, he's growing like crazy, and he's completely beat my butt at getting subscribers. So subscribe to me down below so that I can beat my brother at subscribers eventually here. But anyway, let's keep moving on. You like it?
Okay.
I told you the front end tastes good.
Yeah, no, actually, and then I do get it's like a porta potty.
Yeah, yes, it tastes like a porta potty smells, yes. Number 5 is visiting Michigan's Adventure for the very first time. Again, not Cedar Point related, but it doesn't have to be. I had a blast at Michigan's Adventure. I was very surprised by how much there was to do there. And I did both the water park and the coaster park in the same day. They are 2 different videos though. I filmed 2 separate videos for each one so that I could add more detail to each one of them. But definitely go check that out if you'd like to see how both of that works. Now, at Michigan Adventure, if you go, whether you have a pass or you do not have a pass, it doesn't matter. You get into both the water park and the roller coaster main park for free for both of them. The water park entrance is inside of the park, and it's just basically just an open area. You just walk straight through it. Obviously, it's made where they could, charge you tickets or things like that. They don't charge you to get into it, though. It is a great place to be able to hang out. I would compare it probably most aptly to Indiana Beach, but it's got a lot better rides than Indiana Beach has. Both places are fun, though, of course, and both places kind of center, I would say, more around water rides. Even Michigan's Adventure, even their main park, has a lot of water rides in it. And there were just some great rides, some really fun stuff, and you can do it all really easily within one day. I only had just a few hours to be able to accomplish everything, and I was able to accomplish everything. It was really, really fun, and just a great day. Again, a great memory, and it's worthwhile to look back on and remember what that day was like. Sure, yes, you do need to wear a shirt, but do you need to do more than this with it? No, or at least not that I've seen so far. Now, number 4 is the announcement and leak of Top Thrill 2. Zamperla actually released like drawings and all kinds of stuff onto their website the day before it was set to be released. I do know a lot of times when you have multiple companies involved in things, leaks happen frequently because one company that's going to distribute the goods like Epic Games or things like that will have a pack before everything else is ready to go, and then, or at least they'll have the art for it, and they'll release it on accident. One of the employees presses a button and it just, that's what happens. There's just too many moving parts for the whole thing, and that's what happened here. We had two companies working together, and yeah, it ended up having a problem. So, but we'll see what Top Thrill 2 is like, and I was also there on Media Day. So what is happening at Top Thrill Dragster, or in this case, Top Thrill 2? Let's find out. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited, and let's go. So the entire thing was really, really fun. I just spent the night that night and came back that next day for Media Day. Which again was a blast. It was so much fun. It was a great day just to hang out. I do wish that they would have had some sort of an actual media day. They had a media day and like an announcement online and all that kind of stuff for the boardwalk, but they didn't really have anything for this unless you were invited to it. But there was nothing, like no announcement online, nothing like that. It was just kind of like you could come in the morning and then that's it. So not my favorite thing that Cedar Point's ever done, but at the same time there was merch there was some exciting stuff, and I got to say that I was in the park on the day of the announcement for Top Thrill 2, even though it had already been leaked the day before. Revved up 3 V's. That definitely means something. Now, before we get into our top 3, I have 2 special mentions. Also, subscribe, like if you've made it this far. Definitely like or dislike because you've liked or disliked something. And press that subscribe button because subscribing turns you into a cool person. So press that subscribe button. And let's go. So first of all, I got flipped off in the line for Wild Mouse, and I didn't even know it happened. I filmed the video, I edited the video, I did everything, and I had no idea that it happened. And everyone else was watching the video, and they were like commenting down below, look at the guy at this time that flips you off, and I had no idea it happened. So I'm not going to show him because he didn't, despite his obvious bad attitude, he didn't sign up for this, so I'm not going to show it on here, but let me know if you remember seeing that. And let's move on to our next special mention. That is visiting the water park and water rides. Of course, I love being able to go hang out at the water park and water rides. They're some of my favorite things to do all throughout the park, and it's nice to be able to warm up on those hot Sandusky days. And let's move on to number 3, which is when the pop bottle shattered at the Swell Tones. I loved this day, and it's not because that was a good day for the workers or the performers. It was a good day for me to see how professional those performers were, because they handled it all like pros. They ended the show quickly, but they did continue to go through the rest of their song that they were singing. Apparently they had a few of them with some cuts and bloody spots on them, so I'm glad they were able to end that song fairly quickly and kind of end the show there. But you could see them just kind of immediately get up. They continued to go through the show, and they stayed in character. They did a great job, but they also were checking on each other, and if you watch closely you can see how they were checking on each other, kind of nodding their heads and making sure everyone was okay, at least reasonably okay, for that moment. And then they ended the show and continued to leave and go get themselves cleaned up and taken care of at that point, which is really good. I mean, someone could slip and fall inside the mess. They could get hurt with some sort of a flying shard of glass. We don't know what happened. So they were able to take care of it and have people come in to be able to help and make sure that everything went well. So it was just one of those moments where I'm just super proud of Cedar Point, especially of Cedar Point's entertainment and the professionality of these, many of them like 22-year-old people that are able to have that kind of wherewithal within a show where something goes wrong, pretty massively wrong, not just wrong. I love it whenever one of the shows goes a little bit wrong. That's always fascinating. I've seen people lose jewelry or have all kinds of different things, and when you've seen a show enough times, you can see them like compensate for what the problem is going, like what that thing's going to cause, because you lose one prop and it's going to cause problems down the way. But you have, in this case, it was more than just a minor setback. It was actually a pretty full-on problem that they had. But being able to see them keep their heads, it was one of those proud moments. I loved that. And I don't have anything to do with them. I just was proud of how awesome they are.
Had a bottle break. Apparently, it must have been a very brittle bottle. Break while they were in their performance.
Now, number 2 is Wolf-In. Going to Wolf-In was one of my favorite experiences. And it's not because it was good. It was because it made for awesome content. That's why. It was like just everything went wrong. Like they gave me a key to go to the wrong room.
Just opened up into people that are in that room. So that's a problem.
They had a whole area just sectioned off at the top that was, I didn't even realize at night, but looking back on the footage, I realized that it was there at night also. But they had caution tape up there, like there had been a crime scene that had happened up there, and maybe there had been, I don't know. They had, when I went to go take a shower, after finally getting in my room, after hearing people yelling inside the parking lot, and being kind of scared and just staying in my car, I finally got to my room, and then I went to take a shower the next day, and the handlebar just fell off. It's like, are you kidding me? Is there anything that's good at this place? Well, it's actually perfect timing. The sheets were all mismatched, but also with like the curtains, like nothing made sense. There was no design to it at all, other than they have Wolf-In covers, which is kind of cool. But those Wolf-In covers have even like stains that look like little like water droplets, like there was like it's stained. It's just. Why would you do that? I realized that they were the same stain on both of the comforters, and I don't know. It was awful. Not a recommended experience, but it is a recommended video. So go check it out.
I'll be patient for a minute to see if that's going to get warmer or not. It may not. Maybe it just doesn't matter.
And my final and favorite moment of the season was meeting the Fangs. Now, a lot of the shows, especially during the main season, I was able to meet the people. I suppose sometimes they're characters, but meet the people who were singing. Like during the Country Rocks show that they had, I was able to, at the end of each show, just kind of walk back there and say hi to everyone and good job on my way out. But with the Fangs, you didn't get to do that. They went straight back behind, and you know, I was kind of like, oh man, I'd love to meet them. It would be really fun to meet the Fangs. Well, the very last day, I knew that I wasn't going to get to go see the Fangs, but I had just gotten off of Millennium, and I was like, we're like right there. And it's right at the very end of the show. Let's see if maybe they did anything special at the end of that day. So I went straight to go see it, and I just released that video. Literally 2 days ago, I just released that video. So go check it out if you'd like to, but I'll also show some of it here. So I got to actually meet the characters and cast of that show, of the Fangs, and I had loved them this year. Like, they took singing to a whole different level. Their ability just to hit some of these crazy high notes between Austin and Sadie in particular. course, I loved hearing Tristan on the drums. There were just, there was not a weak player at all, but there were some insanely strong ones. So they were all just fantastic. And they all complemented each other so well, and they worked together so well. And there is just something so special about Cedar Point's chemistry with their cast. They give them some freedom, and they genuinely enjoy each other. And it makes their shows, like, it shows absolutely in their shows. Also, everything that they make, like all of the costumes are handmade. They are made with in-house. They have all of the individual costumes that they made, and then they have them on the people, and you can see how these costumes were designed and specifically designed for the people that were going to be singing in the Fangs. They did that for Sawmill Creek this year. Like they just put in 110% to create some of the most fantastic entertainment opportunities and experiences for Cedar Point's entertainment people, and I love them so much. So hearing them be so fantastic, seeing their costumes up close, being able to talk to them, and just tell them how much I had enjoyed watching them that year. All of that was so much fun. They were a fantastic group of performers, and I'm just glad to be able to see them from time to time. So having that moment to meet them, that was the moment. Like it's very late in the season, and obviously it was the last day of the season, but knowing that I got to see them and I got to like talk to them and like just enjoy them, that was really, really fun to be able to do that. Definitely had some fun, and I'm just glad that we were able to have lots of fun this year in 2023. I know more fun is coming in 2024, so don't worry about that. We've got tons of stuff planned. Like I said, we have more roller coaster reacts videos. We have more top 10 lists. We have more, and not just of like moments, but top 10 coasters, top 10 elements, like just lots of different things. We also have some comparison videos where we're going to compare Cedar Point with other theme parks and kind of see who shakes out best in each of those. So it's just going to be so much fun. I love that. And I have enjoyed this season so much. Please tell me down below what your favorite moment of this 2023 season has been. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. And if you have a moment that just stuck out to you that was really, really fun, I would love to hear that. That would be one of my favorite things to hear from you guys. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite moments have been. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you all are having a Merry Christmas, have a happy holiday, and have a happy and have a happy new year. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and let's go.
Hey, thanks for watching. I release theme park related videos at least a couple times a week, so press that subscribe button if you made it this far. Also, check out similar videos in the playlist to the right, or find my newest video to the left. Thanks again, and let's go!